Time for another edition of Litter Media Live, our special edition today featuring the Chillicothe Civic Theater and their production of The Great Gatsby. We have Gatsby and Daisy with us here today. We're going to tell you who they are in real life in just a moment. But first, these words from our friends at Pickaway-Ross Career and Technology Center Adult Education.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is a popular show, speaking of The Great Gatsby, and it's something that a lot of kids maybe have read in high school, have performed in high school theater. But we have Joey Manna with us, and also, I set my notes over here. Maegan Mosher.
Yes.
I got it off my brain. How about that? You are portraying the love interest of this guy, and then suddenly you're not in love because you find another love, and next thing you know, he's back in your life again, and you just don't know what to do you?
No, Daisy is all over the place. Very chaotic, very different from my own life, but very fun to play her.
Socialite and really likes being in the social eye, doesn't she?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. And Jay Gatsby, of course, comes in, and you want to take this lady away and sweep her off her feet, right?
That is correct, which is exactly not like me in any way. Even when I was cast, I told the director, Zach, are you sure? Because swag I don't have. I've spent a lot of hours watching YouTube videos learning how to walk like a gentleman, and because I was raised by a single mother and I didn't have that around, Yeah. So I'm a girlier guy, and so I'm saying that on radio. I'm perfectly fine with it. But it just I was like, okay, well now I have to learn this. I played Nick 4 years ago, and I was comfortable with that, and I'm actually glad that I did this instead, and I was picked to do this because it's taken me out of some comfort areas and made me really work for certain things, and it's really nice to have.
I was kicking around thinking last time we had you in here was for The Great Gatsby.
It was, 4 years ago.
Yeah, so very familiar with the show. This is set in the 1920s, and how have you enjoyed the fashion side of this?
Okay, so I'm a costume designer in addition to acting, and I love 1920s fashion, and I have just enjoyed the costuming aspect of this so much. I'm not the costume designer for this show. That would be Kristen Rusk, I believe is her last name. And it's just a lot of fun to see all the fun costumes and the flapper dresses and the dade wear, and just he has so many different fun jackets that he wears. And so there's I think our ensemble have 4 or 5 costumes each. They're all playing multiple different roles and moving the set pieces, and they're just doing a great job. And so it's so fun to see them play so many different characters, and the costumes help with that a lot.
Yeah. Daisy, what drew you to this character?
So I actually had to read The Great Gatsby twice in high school because I went to 2 different high schools, and I have just always loved the story. I actually saw it in New Jersey with Jeremy Jordan and the original Broadway cast a couple of years ago. But Daisy is just so very different from who I am as a person in so many different ways. There's certain things about us, we're a little offbeat, that I relate to, but overall we're very, very different people. And so it's been challenging to try and find who she is because she has so many mannerisms and life experiences that I don't have. But that's one of the things I love about theater is being able to step into someone else's shoes and then go home and be back to yourself again.
Yeah, and you can kind of make it.
Yes.
That persona that you have.
Yeah.
And when you start walking around like that all the time, though, that's when people start asking questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joey, tell me about playing Jay Gatsby, because as we noted, you've played other characters in this play before.
Yeah, so I relate more to Gatsby now that I'm doing the show, just with reinventing oneself, I guess, for something. I've told some of the cast this throughout. Before I did theater, I felt there for a while, because I was doing 4 shows a year, as you know. I saw you all the time. And I felt like I was doing theater for the wrong reasons eventually. Ego and pride maybe got in the way for some of the parts I did, and I wouldn't do shows for other reasons. And I took some time off just for a variety of reasons that was needed. But the whole time, I felt like I needed theater. Theater didn't need me. And rediscovering this part. Like even when I went to auditions, the confidence wasn't there at all. I was like, I'll audition for it. I'm probably not going to get cast. I told Zach this. I was like, if you don't choose me, it's fine. And then he called me. I was like, are you sure? and just rediscovering that and just going in with peace now and just understanding more about myself has been huge. And with Gatsby is he reinvents his whole life for one person. I think we've all been there before in our lives, is reinventing something for somebody else or for something else. And Gatsby's whole passion in his life is Daisy, and he's focused tunnel visioned on that. Every decision he makes, every idea is for her throughout his entire life. And then once he has her, it's almost like, now what? Like, I have her now. And then his whole world starts crumbling away, and it's the whole play. And the book, I've been in love with the book since I was a kid. So.
Yeah, always searching for that something to fill that gap in your heart. This is my first time meeting Maegan. Joey and I have known each other for,
decades.
Yeah, I can't remember how many. I think my kids were young when you're a kid. But what about the cast? You've got actors in CCT who have been in other performances before. You've got a lot of veterans who are there. And then tell us about some of the new faces we have.
So I can speak to this because I'm pretty new to CCT. This is only my second show with them. I think this has been one of the best casts I've worked with in a long time. I just feel like there's such a great camaraderie between the cast members. We have a couple of people, Quincy, who's playing Nick, and Gabby, who's playing Jordan, who have been friends since high school and have actually done this show together before. And so, you have these lifelong friendships. And then I knew a handful of people coming into this from the other CCT show that I did. But like coming into this, we didn't know each other at all. And I didn't know about half of the cast. I knew the director and like 3 or 4 other people, and that was about it. But I just feel like this cast has been so welcoming and so kind. And I just had an opportunity to like meet a lot of really great people throughout this process.
And to be in this cast, and I've known, again, a lot of the people. I mean, I've watched Gabby and Quincy kind of grow up in theater from high school to now. And I haven't done shows in a long while, so I felt like a newcomer almost coming back, because it's been 6 years since I've done a Civic theater show. And in Quincy, every night he's on that stage just elevates Nick to something else. And even when I played Nick, I'm just seeing things that I was like, I probably should have done that. And it's just really good to see. And then Gabby's Jordan is like, every time I see Gabby in a role, something else, like just something changes about her. And then her fiance Drew is in it. He plays Tom. Like, he is the kindest person I think I've ever met in my entire life. And he plays just a ruthless person on stage. And then you have Matt Harper and Amanda Betts, who play George and Myrtle, and like their scenes, like you cannot look away. Like, their scenes are just so powerful. And we have some newcomers in the cast, people I never met before, and they're pitching, they're doing their lines, but they're also moving sets, and they just like I've been in shows where you say, like, this is a family, this is a show family. But this is the first time I've been a part of a production from like start to finish where nobody says anything negative to each other. It's a positive environment from the time you walk in. Even after, there's nobody like messaging people saying, it's just a positive experience. And to find that passion, like, you have people from different parts of everywhere. Like, I work IT. I've done it for 12 years. Like, she majored in theater. She has a degree in it. She's costumed Clue. Like, she did acting for a little theater off Broadway. And like, just like things like you have people from all different areas. That's what the community theater is. And to find that passion again, for me, it's been huge, because you can't teach passion. Like, everybody has their jobs, but like, if you find something you're truly passionate about, like, stick with it, because your soul comes out in that passion.
Yeah, I feel like every day we go to rehearsal and we, it's unspoken, but we challenge each other to be better. I was talking to Quincy last night, and during one scene in particular where there's really heightened emotions, he's like, I always look at you, and I feel like the more upset you get, the more sad I am. And, so we just kind of play off of each other, and there's just a really great dynamic between the cast.
Yeah. A lot of these cast members I have known for 20, 25 years, some of them. And it's great to see how they have progressed over that sense of time. Yeah. And so you can really hone your skills, just different shows that you do. Now, this isn't the only show. By the way, we haven't given you the dates of the show here, but I think it's been scrolling across the top of the screen here. April 10th through the 13th, and again, the next week, the 17th through the 19th, 7 p.m. shows on Friday and Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
One Sunday show because of Easter, and that's at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. Okay, so make sure you've found that and go to CCC cctchillicothe.com to see your all your information. But you've got other shows going on. Is what the point I'm trying to get to. You've got junior kids that are doing shows.
We are having auditions for Matilda. Quincy's playing Nick is directing that. Yeah. He's had quite the turnout for it, and he's an amazing director. Amazing, like it's going to be a great show.
I think he ended up having 90 or 95 signups.
Is that right?
And they were also talking about potentially taking online submissions. So it's going to be stiff competition for that show, but it will turn out really great. And
Can you fit that many people in the theater?
No. No.
Of course, we were involved with the beginnings of raising money for the theater down on Walnut Street many years ago, and to see it come to fruition and see how it's being utilized is fantastic. The last time I was there, there was a rehearsal going on upstairs in the main theater area, and then different sections being broken off throughout the building, and people were all rehearsing their lines and all. It was a fantastic experience. It really was. What do you like most about performing in theater locally? I mean, again, you're a newbie to the Chillicothe area, but Joey's got many years of experience to fall back on with his.
I appreciate the many years.
It happens to all of us the longer we're around. How have you enjoyed this experience? I know you talked about how the camaraderie's already been built together, but compared to other teams you've been a part of.
So I actually live in Columbus, so this is an hour drive for me every day to and from rehearsal.
Dedication.
Yes, and I wouldn't do that if I didn't want to be a part of this group and be a part of this show. And I love theater. It's always been a part of who I am. I'm only 23, but I've been in over 30 shows.
Wow.
I did 5 last year alone. I costumed a show. So I love theater, and I love the community it builds and the amount of support that people show each other. Because it doesn't really matter what's going on in your personal life. When you get into the rehearsal space, you can kind of take a break from real life. You can step into someone else's shoes for a bit, and your problems don't necessarily matter as much anymore. And I just think that that's like a nice escape from reality.
Mm-hmm. And Joe, you've talked about the therapeutic nature of this. It just feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah. I had been without it for a long time, and after my mom passed, theater was all I knew. I did 4 shows a year until I had cancer, and then I just stopped doing theater for a long while. And being back, I mean, you lose confidence over that period, and various other things can cause that as well. But and I had auditioned for a few, but my head wasn't in auditions, and I would leave because I didn't feel it. And then this is obviously my favorite book. I mean, I helped bring Gatsby 4 years ago, and I was like, if I do, great. And going in, I didn't expect anything at all. I didn't know Zach before that I even walked in. He's directing and doing a great job, by the way. The sets and everything is just fantastic, and Todd Tinker's helping him, and it's just those two work really well together.
They do, and this is Zach's directorial debut, and he did the set design. And
I was thinking I hadn't been familiar with Zach.
He played Sweeney Todd.
So, Sweeney's, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like his first year at CCT too.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, so to just do this again and I said rediscovering myself, but just define that passion again, like just love myself again. It was basically, I mean, just to explore things. This role was nothing I ever would have even auditioned for. I had put Nick down and then Gatsby as a second, but like in my mind I was like, there's no way I'll get Gatsby because you don't see yourself as that. Like I see Jay Gatsby as the GQ man, and it's just like I've had to just really be something that I didn't think I was, and I just found some confidence along the way. And the cast has been so kind every single day, welcoming me back. That was the biggest thing for me. Is I just was nervous coming back because I knew all these people, but I knew them years ago. And again, and I knew I struggled with some things. I had to leave some shows, and they've just been very welcoming and just very kind. And I've been very appreciative of that.
So, did you get the call, or was it a text when you find out what portion you're going to participate in?
So I think he called everybody. Yep. Zach and I had worked together previously on Into the Woods at CCT, so we have a friendship, a relationship, whatever you want to call it, where we just joke a lot. And so when he called me, he wanted to shoot the breeze for about 5 minutes. Then he wanted to talk about the origin of my last name. Then he finally got around to the offer, and he used half of the English language to build up to it. And then right before he got to the role, he just stopped and went dead silent. And so I'm sitting on the phone going, okay, what is it? What is it? Tell me, tell me, you have to tell me something. And so finally he spit it out, and I was like, oh, okay, awesome. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, we mess around a lot. And so I just as soon as he called me, I was like, oh no, like what is he going to say now? But apparently I'm the only person who he did that to, from what I've heard from other cast members. Apparently everybody else got a straightforward answer.
So you got the long, I'm visiting the dentist treatment,
Yes.
and everybody else got the rip off the Band-Aid.
Uh-huh.
He called. I was at the dog park, and I picked up, and he was like, "I just want to offer you the role of Jay Gatsby." I was like, "No, seriously, what part did I get?" Because I said, "There's no way."
Can I sell programs?
Is that what you wanted to? So I was and I told him on the phone. I thanked him, and I said, "I thank you for giving me the chance and the opportunity, because that's what it is. It's an opportunity." And I feel like I put in hard work throughout the show. I just wanted to be off book quick, because off book has never been something I've been known about. I'm the last person off book, and this time I was like, you know what, I want to prove that I'm actually serious, and I want to do this, and I just want to help out any way I can, promote every member of the cast every day, because they're amazing. I mean, I'm blessed to be on stage with all of them.
I've seen a lot of the social media shares, and so I've kind of gotten to know some of the actors by seeing them in character, so to speak. But we wish you well. And we want you to have a good show, and
Thank you.
hope you have great
so
turnouts
much.
every night.
I appreciate you.
Again, if you want to go to the show, can you get tickets at the door, or should we wait?
You can get tickets out the door unless they sell out. I always recommend people look online first, even if it's a day. I'm not sure if you can day of anymore, but you can always check night
All right, so
before
make sure
go
you
there, so.
check online first, and that way you know that you've got your tickets in that respect. So once again, it's April 10th through the 13th. That's this Thursday through Sunday. Again, 7 p.m. shows each night except for Sunday. That'll be a 2 p.m. show, and then the 17th through the 19th of next week. Maegan, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Joey, good to see you again.
You too,
Or should I
sport.
say Daisy and Jay?
Thank you.
We want them to stay in character in some respects. Enjoy the rest of the show, and make sure that you stop out and see this show. Don't miss it, The Great Gatsby, by the Chillicothe Civic Theater. And again, that theater is right downtown on Walnut Street. Thanks for watching this edition of Liter Media Live, and thanks also to Pickaway-Ross Career and Technology Center Adult Education for sponsoring this segment